Human beings are irrational. That is the primary premise of this book by Dan Ariely, Predictably Irrational. This is our first one-win book review about a book that is fairly well a classic at this point. So Dan Ariely is I believe, a professor of behavioral economics, but that's his field. And he wrote this work, Predictably Irrational, to talk about the different ways in which our minds as human beings function in an irrational way, deviate from rationality. Now, this is a great follow-up to Cialdini and Influence and some of those other types of works that have come before. But what Ariely really did was dig into a lot of these different techniques and cognitive biases, such as priming and framing and the anchoring effect, and explain how they work. And this book has been extremely popular in marketing circles and sales circles. And one of the things I've been doing, and a few of my colleagues as well, has been trying to apply these techniques to customer experience. What do they mean in a customer service role or a customer experience role? And I even mentioned it in Be Your Customer's Hero. I mentioned Predictably Irrational. I think there was a chapter pretty much dedicated to this idea, because here's the thing, and this is the one-win takeaway for you. Customers are irrational, but they are predictably irrational, which means you can plan around that irrationality. You can design experiences, design communication to maximize the impact based on that irrationality and to avoid the landmines, the negative triggers, the things that set people off. This is very useful when you understand how customers work. And this book, Predictably Irrational, does a great job with that. So take something like anchoring, right? This is something that salespeople have been using. You have one group exposed to a high number. You have another group exposed to a low number. You get them to bid. And the group that was exposed to the high number bids significantly higher than the group that was primed with the low number, right? There's all these kinds of little things. So can we prime words like appreciation, understanding, cooperation? One of the things I've been working on is the fact that I believe we can. We still have a lot of research to do in this area, but we can use these things. So I highly recommend that, one, get rid of the idea that your customers act rationally. We know that for the most part, they do not. We like to think, oh, well, this is a good deal. This is a good bargain. This is a fair exchange. This is a fair compromise in a customer service role. It doesn't always matter. In fact, it often is what matters least. What matters most is what's going on emotionally. What's going on with the customer about how they feel and the irrational underpinnings of those emotions. So if you take away one thing, the one win from this book, and I do highly recommend this book, is there are very predictable forms of irrationality that we are all subject to, not just our customers, but ourselves. And by understanding these, we can create better customer experiences and be much more successful with customer service interactions and problem resolution. So make sure to check out Predictably Irrational. That is your one win for today.